Let's do it! Back in the saddle, reading some of your comments. These are all from YouTube. I realized we get comments all over the place. Instagram, TikTok, all over. I should pull some comments from over there. Yes, this is a YouTube video, but there's plenty of comments all over the internet. But thank you for sending in comments, and I'm so excited to see what you have to say. Recently, I've been doing a big series of videos around cleaning and home DIY, so these are pulled from some of my most recent videos. I did a series on organizing pots and pans, so this is from that series. I just realized this year that you can take old, beyond repair knives and metal cookware to local scrap and metal recycling salvage. Pots and pans and knives cannot generally go to municipal recycling, and you shouldn't donate unusable items to thrift stores, but the scrap metal deposit is the way to go. So I thought this was such a great suggestion. I'm all about when you're done with items, at least donate it. Don't throw everything in the trash. Recently too, I did textile donation. So all the clothes, all the textiles, old towels that you can't really send to Goodwill or send to a thrift store, you should actually donate to textile recycling. They can process that unusable material into usable material. So this goes the same for scrap metal. So that's so smart. If you have extra scrap metal, find a salvage yard to send it to versus just putting it in the recycling, because most recycling centers can't process it. They need to go to a specialty center, which I guess is still recycling, but not just your regular home recycling. You'll need to send it to a salvage center. So love that suggestion. Thank you for sending that in. Hula Pineapple, I love that name. Thank you, Hula Pineapple. This is another comment from the same video. You didn't mention that you doubled up the mini shelf to deal with the heavier objects. Bad Kristopher. So, not bad Kristopher, it's Kristopher with a K too. What's your name? I can't read this. Mauser time Uzibud? Well, anyways, so you didn't mention that you doubled up the mini shelf for in the series where I was organizing pots and pans, I installed a secondary shelf. So the big cabinet I have has a second shelf, but there's plenty of space underneath it. So I got another tiered riser to go in there to just so I can elevate, put some pots underneath and put some skillets on top. It came doubled up, which means it's expandable. So it's not doubled up for extra strength. It's actually designed to expand so I can customize the fit within the cabinet. To your point, what you do want to do is make sure that anything you put to organize your spice racks, organize your pantry, organize your cabinets actually works for what you're organizing. So, you know, that it'll hold the weight, that it's the right size, that I silence my phone. Notifications galore. It's a good general rule whenever you're working on an organization project, not only make sure it fits the space, but it'll like hold the capacity of what you're trying to put on it. You shouldn't usually have to worry in a kitchen, but if you have like large appliances, heavy pots and pans, so you wanna make sure that what you're purchasing can actually fit and work for the items you're gonna put in or on it. Thank you for that comment. A product I recently tested was a lint roller. Not your standard clothes lint roller, but a larger format lint roller that's used for cleaning. You can use it on furniture, you could use it on floors, I used it on countertops. You can literally use it all around your house, even your car. But this comment was, will it work on 50 pounds of glitter in a shag carpet? Don't know what kind of party you had, but sounds fun. Glitter in the shag carpet. That sounds like a lyric from maybe like a Beyonce song or something. I got glitter in my shag carpet. That's not a Beyonce like melody, but anyways, definitely asking for a friend. Okay, well, if you have 50 pounds of glitter in your shag carpet, the lint roller may not be the key. I'll have to work on some options for you. My guess, like if it's something super fibrous, I probably am taking this way more seriously than your comment intended, but instead of trying to like vacuum it out like a shag carpet or like, you know, thick carpet, I would actually turn it upside down or invert it and like dust it out, you know what I mean? And onto something, so then you can clean it. So maybe like a large trash bag, a large tarp or something like that, depending on how big this shag carpet is. My guess is it's a rug, not like installed carpet. I don't know. We'll have to take this offline and figure out how to help you with your shag carpet problem. And I love your name, Hazard Ya Boy. Okay, seems like you're living a very interesting, complicated life where problem solved, we may need some advanced techniques for you. Where's the channel been my entire life? So many helpful tips. Well, thank you. Happy you found us. Thank you, Flamingo Bear. Welcome to the problem solved community. You're now a problem solver. This one's funny too. LOL, I got this notification for this video while I was lint rolling my shirt. You can thank the algorithm. They're always listening, aren't they? I feel like I do that all the time. You mention something and then a day later, your phone's like, how about this? And you're like, This obscure thing that I mentioned, here's a funny one. I was just visiting friends, they have little kids. We were talking about how much we love Bluey, how like, you know, classic thing where like kids leave the room and the adults are still sitting there watching Bluey. So anyways, in my Instagram feed, I got all these, I don't follow anything Bluey, I don't do anything Bluey. We had a side conversation, and the next day, I just got recommended Bluey stuff, so for sure, probably listening, and you're welcome. I'm glad my lint roller tip came up while you were lint rolling. So you don't even have to say things. I think maybe there's cameras, or let's not get into conspiracies, but that happens too. I'll think things and the algorithm will serve it up. So I don't know how this technology works. Sometimes it's a little creepy, but you know, sometimes it's helpful. This is another funny comment. Glitter, sugar, and sprinkles. Guess you've never made cookie greeting cards. I've never made a cookie greeting card. That sounds delicious and awesome. But yes, I can imagine if you're crafting, especially if you're cooking in the kitchen with little ones, you know, messes happen, and that lint roller is a perfect solution to get all those little particles, all that little stuff that might be hard to clean up otherwise. Now this one makes me like a little ew, but lint rollers are good for removing bed bugs. Try it out. I don't know, but thank you for the comment. Now I'm like have the heebie-jeebies. I get so itchy when I think of bed bug. I have a bad bed bug story. I've only encountered bed bugs once. In my post-college days, I did a little backpacking through Spain, stayed at a hostel, and had a bed bug incident, and it was the worst thing ever. I wasted half a day. In, where was I? Ibiza? I'm trying to say it the right way. I wasted half a day in Ibiza because I was trying to make sure there were no bed bugs in any of my stuff, and got everything, you know, did like the hot clean everything, like, oh, wasted half a day. But all was good, had a fantastic trip afterwards. But yeah, no joke. I don't know if the lint roller will work on that, but we'll see. A fun little nifty object I tested recently is battery adapters. So these adapters take different size batteries and like scale them up. So you can go from AAA to A, from A to like C or D batteries, so they kind of scale up. I thought they were a handy tool to have. If all you have is AAAs or AAs, you can kind of scale them up and use them for different things. So this comment say they used to sell a battery organizer that mounted on the wall. These were great, but turns out they were all huge fire hazards. Martha Stewart used to say to store batteries in the fridge. Yeah, so you don't store batteries in the fridge. I just covered a tip recently about that actually too. Don't do that though. It's a myth that they last longer in the fridge. So yes, yeah, just did a video on that. So think we were in tune. But yeah, in that video I asked, what do you do to store your batteries? And I got repeat comments. I use a storage container known as the Battery Daddy. I organize my batteries in a battery organizer briefcase, sort of like the thing that's apparently fire resistant or fireproof. So I guess this old product, actually I've never heard of this. Have you heard of this old product that used to catch on fire that stored batteries? Yeah, we got a lot of daddy products. The Scrub Daddy, now the Battery Daddy. I only buy rechargeable batteries too. What's great about those battery adapters, they work with rechargeable, what's great about those battery adapters is they work with rechargeable batteries too. So any kind of battery is fine. And even if you only do rechargeable batteries, you should have a way to organize those too. Usually they just stay in the little charger thing, but if you have extra, or maybe you have like a 4-slot charger, but you have like eight or more batteries, you know, something like that, you want a way to organize those batteries. And it seems like the Battery Daddy is one of them. I might have to check this Battery Daddy out. Another comment from Reef Mimic. Is that who you are? Reef Mimic, Battery Daddy, you won't regret it. Give me a minute. I'm gonna look up this Battery Daddy. Everything's a daddy. Oh my gosh. This first one looks like a Lisa Frank meets battery organization. Dang, this is a lot of different types of batteries. This is a huge battery case, but I kind of like this. The Battery Daddy, it looks like a scene on TV thing. Does it come empty or does it come full? My guess is it comes empty and you add batteries to it. They wouldn't ship it with a ton of batteries in it. Oh, it comes with a battery tester. I think that's pretty cool. Okay. May have to check one of these out. Yeah, I guess it's all your batteries in one place. Why not? I like the purple one. I guess that's so Lisa Frank. I don't know why that reminded me of it. Oh, I kind of like this one more, just the square one. Something simple, because the Battery Daddy, like, I don't have this many batteries. Do they have the Battery Mommy that's like maybe a little more compact? I don't know. The Battery Kid, it holds 3 batteries. I love this. Sometimes I feel like we are, I grew up on those infomercials I think that's where we get a lot of inspiration from Problem Solved because, the beginning of those infomercials, they're like, does your drawer look like this? And then it's like a mess. And they're like, what you need is this product. This is the original Problem Solved right here. Who keeps a cabinet like that, honestly? I want to do that more in our show, where it's just like shoving batteries in a cabinet. Do you store batteries like this? It's like nobody does that. Are you cleaning with a standard lint roller? No, what you need is the mega lint roller. I just feel like this case is so huge. Batteries go in the handle too, like the whole thing is a storage case. Too much. But I do appreciate having like all your objects in like one place. I feel like most households have like battery in a drawer over here, battery in a drawer over there. Like keep them all in one place. So like when you need them, this is where I go to for my batteries. Enough talk on batteries, my goodness. But thank you for all your Battery Daddy suggestions. Yeah, you're all on the same page. Sunshine, cool water, mimic reef, or reef mimic. The only problem I have is that all I need is AAAs when I have AAs. So I guess the converters, I guess the adapters don't really work that way, so you can't scale down, but you can definitely scale up. And I find, especially recently, a ton of my devices take the actual AAAs. I feel like growing up, everything took AAs. It was like 2 or 4 AAs for all your toys, all your electronics. And I don't know what switched, but a lot of products now are AAA. I think because like things got smaller, the power consumption got, more efficient. So like we only needed the AAA batteries. So I tend to stock up on AAA batteries. Now that I have those adapters, I can level up to AA if I don't have enough. Long speech about batteries, but make sure you have some of each type of batteries, or at least for what you need. Another previous Problem Solved topic I did is doing a battery inventory so that you know what you need to keep on hand. And then, the recommendation, of course, is get some rechargeable ones, but kind of do an inventory. Oh, these are the objects that take batteries. Here are the sizes I need. And now I have a bank of rechargeable batteries that I can use across my home versus, I feel like when batteries run out, you're usually like, I don't have the right type. You got to go to the store to get them, your next Target run. Instead, have that inventory with you. Maybe even a couple extras. This was really funny. This is from Trash H Boat. Sometimes I don't know if I'm reading these correctly, and I always say that. Anyways, tinfoil, there you go. Stupid, but it works. So I did see this. The only reason why I didn't want to promote this as a tip is because it's not really probably like the safest or best method. But I have seen where you fill the gap. You can use a smaller battery. You can use a different battery. You just fill the gap with some tinfoil. Your mileage may vary. I'm sure it'll work in a pinch, but it's definitely not the solution that you want to use long term. So I didn't suggest it. I don't even promote or suggest it, but I did think it was a clever way to use your batteries if they don't fit, is to pad them with some tinfoil. I don't even have batteries in my house besides the ones inside my watch. So many items now are just, plug in USB power or have, lithium ion or whatever type of battery in them that they just recharge. There's so many items that are rechargeable. And I would maybe even suggest maybe start looking when you're getting new products, find ones that do have a rechargeable option. I guess that's why getting rechargeable batteries are a good option, because that solves the purpose, right? And you're creating less waste, less disposable batteries out there. So, do whatever works for your household, right? One video that I really enjoyed because I had this problem and I was like, I know I have to share this with all of you. My garbage disposal stopped working. You flip the switch, you hear that humming or it doesn't do anything. So I created a quick video on what to do if your disposal isn't working. And the fix is super easy. You usually don't have to call maintenance, don't call a plumber. You can usually fix it on your own, depending on the case. But most times it's a simple solution to fix your garbage disposal that seems like it's not working. This comment from Sam: all great advice except for one thing. If you did trip the disposal breaker, the red button, it will not hum when it turns on. So yes, of course, usually if the breaker gets tripped or the power gets tripped from your disposal, it's not gonna make a noise at all. All I meant was if your disposal doesn't seem to be working, this is the sequence to try. If it's doing the hum thing, it's probably the wrench that you need to use to fix it. And if it's not making any noise, just check to see if it's tripped. You can reset it. So you're saying I'd have that wrench at my disposal? I think that's a funny joke. Don't stick your hand in there. Yes, don't stick your hand in that disposal. Seen Final Destination or horror movies one too many times. You just don't put your hand in there. Landlords and first-time homeowners are applauding. Plumbers are crying. That's true. But we should empower ourselves to do the simple things, the things that we don't have to spend extra money to fix. And then, you know, when you do need to call a true professional, they will be there to do the work that they're trained to do. Quick tip, glue magnets to the wall of your cupboard, then place a disposal wrench on the magnet. That way it'll be there and you can find it every time. So, funny enough, if you watch the video, you will see a roll of magnet tape next to, so I intended to put that in the video, that a great solution is magnetize your wrench to either your disposal or the side wall. We didn't end up doing it because it actually didn't really work out for us. The magnet I got was not strong enough. So you do want to make sure, you know, the magnet actually works and will hold the wrench. My other option was you can find little like grabbers and claws that attach to walls. Usually they're for like cord management or cable management, but that wrench is thick enough where you can just, you know, use the little adhesive for the cord management thing and either strap the wrench to it, or usually it's just a little gripper that you can just snap it into. So you can find another solution that isn't a magnet. I think a magnet is a smart solution, but I was planning on attaching a little like gripper so I can just like attach it to it and pull it off the wall when I need to. So thank you for your comment, the absent-minded professor. I think that's a great suggestion. I meant to include it in the video, it just didn't make it in there. Here's another one from Kay Jones. Not all garbage disposals have a plug, but you don't need to remove the electricity. Just switch it off, that'll do. Yes, the reason why I give the extra safety tip is if your garbage disposal is plugged in, if you're doing any kind of maintenance on it, it's probably the smartest bet to unplug it. If it doesn't unplug, just make sure that that switch doesn't get tripped. There's different models of garbage disposals, of course, in different ways they're installed in your home, so do what works for you. That's why this is a basic tip that works for everybody, but what you should do for anything in your home, for any tip you get off of the internet, double check your manufacturer of your washing machine, your dryer, your whatever appliance, whatever device it is, so you know how that works in your home. You know the troubleshooting steps. Read those manuals. Look up some tutorials online. It's gonna be much smarter and you're gonna be a much savvier homeowner or tenant or, you know, whatever your living situation is. You're just gonna be much more capable if you're aware of how everything works and the right way to troubleshoot any problems. So that's my PSA for today. Empower yourself to do things yourself and know how the things in your home operate and work. Safety precaution always, you should unplug it, turn it off, make sure things are good. If you're dealing with anything electronic, if you're fixing anything, I would suggest at the bare minimum, unplug it, or if you need to switch off a breaker or something, an accident can happen and you can mitigate that stuff by just being a little bit smart. Were you in Disneyland recently? I could have sworn. This one pops up I feel like every week we get this one. I am not in Disneyland that much. Kind of a lie. I will not, moving forward, I will not be in Disneyland that much. Spotted. Caught again. After using the wrench, use some disposal cleaner. Yes, if you're ever doing a minor project, do the related things around it. So if your garbage disposal's not working, there's probably a reason something got stuck in there, something got clogged in there. So I would fix the garbage disposal and then just do a thorough cleaning of it. So, you know, put some ice down there, do that grinding ice method, maybe some baking soda if it smells a little bit. So just give it some TLC after you do the fix. You'll have more longevity and it'll be a good reminder to like, oh, we need to reset this. We need to like get this back to working mint condition, you know? Miss the opportunity to say that you have this at your disposal. By your disposal, at your disposal. I love that. Thank you for the jokes. And lastly, for the disposal, not gonna say the name, anyways. Lastly, for the disposal, it doesn't need a minute. It's not a computer. There's no boot up. Press it. It's off, stick your hand in there. Okay, here's what we're doing. We're doing this for general. Yes, when you push the red button on the bottom of your disposal, you can pretty much use it again. I'm just saying give it a minute because, and I don't mean a literal minute, just give it a few seconds, maybe, you know, unplug it, plug it back in, do whatever. You can test it again and you can always, you know, double check that the button's pressed. I'm just saying press it, make sure everything's connected and looking okay, and then you can start again. So not quite a literal minute. You don't have to press the button and then wait for it to do something, wait for it to boot up. No, that's not the case. It's just kind of take a minute, evaluate everything, and then continue on to make sure it's working properly. So thank you for your comment. Thank you for taking it literally. As always, thank you for your comments. Please keep them coming. I always love reading them and responding to them. I feel like in future weeks, I definitely will try to pull some comments from other platforms because there's a lot of smart questions all out there. And smart responses, I love it when people give their additional advice or suggestions. We're all helping each other out. We're all learning and growing with each other. So thank you for that as well.